Well, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or wherever you may be. I hope you're having an amazing start to your day. It's April 10th, 2025, and you are listening to House Calls with your man, Dr. Rory T. Edwards. And I want to say, I hope you all are realizing, like I'm realizing, that time is moving super fast. It just seems like we were in March and now you look at the date and it's already April 10th. But I hope you're doing productive work. I hope you're concentrating on your wellness, and I hope that you are concentrating on creating the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because one of the things that I really want to do is I don't watch a lot of TV, but I do peruse through channels sometime, and I don't mind watching shows that I've seen before. And one of the things I do realize is that TV usually sets people up, the public up, to sort of get your reaction to the movie and to see how people will respond to it, how people feel about the movie and what it does to the emotional state of people. And one of the movies that I happen to enjoy, because I do believe that this actor is probably one of the most talented actors ever to bless the screen, and I'm talking about the infamous Denzel Washington. And I happened to watch the movie The Book of Eli. And I don't know why I was stuck on that movie, because I do watch Equalizer 1, 2, and 3 probably every week. And I just love the way that movie just connects with me, put it that way. So that's what it does for me. But what I want to talk about today is, like I said, we're talking about a man who traveled down a road with a purpose, a journey defined not by what he saw, but what he believed. And what the story in the Book of Eli, what I took from it, is that it revealed how discipline, faith, and divine purpose must become our daily rituals. In the world we're living in right now, we must have a divine daily ritual that we sort of connect with, that gives us the opportunity to sort of stay balanced, stay focused, stay determined, and commitment to our purpose. And so what I want to go by today is I want to ask you two questions, and then there's 4 points that I took out of the movie that I want to share with you all today. But what I want to ask you all is that as you are sort of listening to this, or if you're sharing it with someone, I want you to ask the question, who are you walking with? And what's your destination? Now, this is not meant at all to be a religious session. It's who are you walking with? Who is putting your agenda together for you? And and what's your destination? And once again, I want you to know you're listening to House Calls with Dr. Rory T. Edwards. And as always, we ask if you have any questions, concerns, or if you would like to share a topic that you would like to hear, please send us an email at rorytedwards1@gmail.com. Or you may visit us on our website, which is www.rorytedwards.com. So let's talk about the 4 points that I want to share with you all today and see if they may resonate with you. And I'm going to go into what I took from it. One of the things that I took from it was the power of purposeful isolation. Now, what does that mean? In the story, I'm going to break it down for you. Eli walked alone, right? But he was never without direction. If you look at the movie, you saw him walking through the desolate part of the world had some major effects on it, and it changed. But he walked alone, but he never lost his direction. Now, what does that mean? Many of us fear being alone, but purpose requires periods of separation. Many of us do fear being alone. Why would I say that? You see people sometimes, they get out of a relationship and they're quickly back into another relationship, and then in a few months they're into another relationship, and then they're into another relationship, and then all of a sudden they come up and they play the victim and they say everybody is not treating me well. Well, the bottom line is you're not treating yourself well because you didn't give yourself a chance to heal. Why, when a woman has a baby, the doctor says, go home, let your body heal before you engage in trying to have more children, because your body has to heal. Just like when you do, if you're in a situation where you separate from something, you have to go back and analyze what was the purpose of the separation. Was it for reasons that I could not control, or was it for reasons I could control? Do I recognize these signs when I get back into another relationship? And it doesn't have to be a physical relationship. It could be a relationship with who you choose as your circle of influence. I always talk about that. It's a relationship on how you choose a job. It's a relationship on how you pick a car, how you pick a home, how you pick a place that you want to live. Those about how you get back into being alone. Now, I want to ask you this question. When was the last time you disconnected from the noise to hear your own calling? When was the last time you disconnected? When was the last time you just took a moment for yourself? Some of us are so busy taking care of other people's problems that we never take time to address our own problems. My sister called me the other day and she said, sometimes we got to check on the strong. And so it's one of those things. When do we take a moment for ourselves? When do we sit down and do that? And I want to challenge you to say this, that silence as a sacred space is a sacred space for spiritual downloads. Silence sometimes is a space for spiritual downloads. So when we talk about the pandemic that occurred, most people would say, well, it was a moment of chaos. It was a moment of silence. The whole world was silent. Maybe if you thought about it from a different perspective, you might have thought that the Creator was shutting down the world to ask us to reflect on what we are doing to His creation. What are we doing to it? Are we mismanaging it? What is it? Are you mismanaging your life? That's what we're talking about here. In the Book of Eli, what did he do? He revealed how discipline, faith, and divine purpose it became his daily ritual. That's what had happened. So let's talk about, this is about the Book of You now. So we're going to replace the word the Book of Eli. We're going to replace it with the Book of You. So that's the first talking point. Let's talk about the second one. Faith over forecasts, right? If you really saw the movie, you didn't realize to the end that he didn't realize that he was blind through the whole movie, right? But he couldn't see with his eyes, but he had the clearest vision in the land. Nobody ever knew. It never occurred to anybody that he was blind, because his vision was so focused on what he was trying to do and what he was going to do. So in life, sometimes we wait for proof to move before we actually want to move. Somebody may come to you and offer you a situation, and you want to say, well, I want to see how it works in your life first before I move. Well, the way it was presented in my life may not be the way I'm presenting it to you in your life. So it may move for me differently. So sometimes we have to step out on faith because of the fact that we're saying we want to wait for proof before we move. And sometimes when it's time to move, it may not be favorable conditions. It may not work for you the same way, So that's what we're talking about. Faith over forecast. Sometimes we have to have a clear vision on what we want for ourselves, and then we connect with those people who will provide that opportunity for us to move. Now let's go to point number 3. What's your sacred assignment? Even though we're not talking about this. What was his sacred assignment? His sacred assignment was that he guarded the Bible like it was the last heartbeat of humanity. Everybody wanted to get the Bible that he had because all the things were wiped out. And what happened? What happened? He guarded it with his life. But each of us has a sacred assignment. Each of us who is living and breathing today and listening or will listen has a sacred assignment. You have a purpose. You have to find your sacred assignment. If you're running around trying to please everybody else, doing what everybody else believes is correct, you are misaligned with your purpose and your sacred assignment. For some people, It's a purpose to protect. For some, it's a child. For some, it's a gift. It's a mission of truth. A mission of truth. It's a way that you help people. It's all of the things. You may have a gift that you're not even realizing and recognizing because you don't know it's your sacred assignment. And sometimes the biggest problem is we attach it to a monetary thing, right? Yeah, we understand that everybody needs to have money to eat. To provide for the essentials, the food, water, shelter, clothing. But sometimes your sacred assignment may give you a greater place in the universe than money could ever put you there. So you got to understand what it is. And I want to challenge you with this. What is your sacred assignment? I want to ask you, what are you carrying right now that the next generation is depending on you to deliver safely? That's what he was doing. He was carrying something that in his vision that he believed that the next generation needed it. And so what are you doing? What are you carrying right now that the next generation is depending on you to deliver safely to them and give them an opportunity to be successful? That's what we're asking about. Are you walking by faith? Not by sight? What are you walking by? Who are you walking with? What's your destination? That's what we're talking today about. And let's talk about the last point. Your rituals are your legacy. Now people say, what does my rituals have to do with this? Well, in the book, in the movie, the one thing that finally happened, they finally got the book from him. And when they thought they had taken the book from him, when they finally got it open, they realized, and that's when I think most people realized in the movie, that the book was in Braille and that he was blind. But the thing is that when he got to his final destination, the book was inside him. How many of us have that where what our purpose is inside of us, so anybody can roll up on you and ask you about it and you're able to deliver it without any problem because it's been etched in your spirit, it's been etched in your soul. It's part of what you do. It's part of who you are. It's what you practice daily, because what you practice daily becomes your survival kit in the storm of life. So that's what you do. When you practice daily, it becomes your survival kit for your storm of life. We know that psychologically things can happen and things can break us down. But once we have a ritual that we do on a daily basis, that's our foundation. That's what's going to keep us balanced. That's what's going to keep us connected. And that's what's going to keep us able to move forward in life. Right? Now, I want you to do something too. This is a call to action for you all. I want you to pick one ritual this week to commit to. Whatever your ritual may be, I want you to pick one. And I want you to see how that ritual, if you commit to it, can change the way you see things. Now, what is that? It may be prayer. It may be an affirmation. It may be journaling. It may be meditating. It may be just sitting down quietly, just looking and looking within your spirit and your soul to find what is your true purpose. What is it that you're walking by? Who are you walking with? And what's your destination? Because honestly, again, if we are really looking at, and some people do get inundated with the news. That's why I don't watch it, because it's so many different stories that change and so many different versions of the narrative that it can cause you to be off balance, it can cause you to be off keel. And so when you look at it, you have to realize that if we stay on this course that we're on, it's going to be a crash course for humanity. I don't mean to scare anybody. I don't mean to talk about this, but you have to be real. You have to be real. There's people out there who thought that they were not going to be affected by the policies because they believe they've been privileged. But privilege has no place in a tyrant's world. It has no place. There's no people who are spared There's no people who are spared. And so I want you to understand that when you look at stuff, who are you walking with? What's your foundation? And what's your destination? Stay the course. Stay focused. Stay committed to what your purpose is. And I can guarantee you that the universe will hear whatever your ritual is. They'll hear it, and they will create a safe space for you to operate. And you will operate in the way that will give you the opportunity to overcome any storm that is headed your way. All right? That's our topic for today. I want to say thank you to all those who joined in, those who will listen later and give me their feedback. I truly appreciate you all listening to House Calls. It's been a privilege for me to be able to bring this content to you on a weekly basis. So I want to thank the Creator for giving me the opportunity to wake up today to have a second chance at a first impression. So until we talk again, you all stay well, stay within purpose, bless up, and we end it by saying in the greetings of Ashe, stay well.